Again, to order these fractions from smallest to biggest, we're going to have to make the denominator the same. So we've got 4/5, 2/3, 7/10, and 3/4. So we're going to use our equivalent fraction knowledge to scale these fractions up so that they have the same denominator. The trick is to find the lowest common multiple, or a common multiple of 5, 3, 10, and 4. Okay? We're just going to go through the times tables for all of those denominators until we find a common multiple. So we're going to use equivalent fractions to make the denominator the same. So if we go through the times tables for each of these denominators, we should be able to identify the common multiple. So we go through the 5 times tables as far as we can. The more we have written down, the easier it is for us to then compare afterwards. So I've gone up to 60. Could have gone further. For the 3 times tables, we're going as far as we can. But I know that if 60 is if 5 goes into 60, then I know that 3 is also going to go into 60. So it already looks like 60 is going to be the common multiple. So I can keep going because we know that 3 goes into 60. So I don't need to write out the remaining times table for 3. So the 10 times table, we know 10 definitely goes into 60. So it looks like 60 is going to be the common multiple. And then for 4, if we go through the times tables for 4, we'll also see that will go into 60. So I'm not going to write all of those out, but we know it'll go up to 60. That means we can scale our fractions up accordingly, so that all the denominators are 60. So I'm going to multiply the first fraction by 12, because 5 goes into 60 12 times, so that's the number, 25 times 12. For the second fraction, 2/3, I'm going to scale that up by multiplying by 20, because 3 goes into 60 20 times. I'm going to scale up 7/10 by 6, because 10 goes into 66 times. And 3/4, I'm going to multiply by 15, because 4 goes into 60 15 times. Yeah? So again, we're just scaling the fractions up so that they have the same denominator. What you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. Otherwise, the scaling up process doesn't work. So 4/5 become 48/60. 2/3 become 40/60. 7/10 become 42/60. And 3/4 becomes 45/60. So the second step is just to write down the new equivalent fractions or scale them up. Yeah, so we're going to write the new equivalent fractions. The last step is just to compare the numerators, because the denominators are all the same. It makes it easier for us to compare the fractions. So the third step will be to compare the numerators, trying to identify the smallest one, which is going to be 40. So 40/60 will be the first fraction we write. We have 42/60, 45/60, and 48/60. But then we have to write all of these fractions in their original form. So this is the scaled up version, but we want to write their simplified versions, which are in the question above. So 40/60 was originally 2/3. 42/60 was originally 7/10. 45/60 was 3/4, 3/4. And 48/60 was 4/5. Okay. So again, we're just trying to identify the original fractions, because the fractions with the denominator of 60 were the scaled up versions, and we want to write the answer with the original versions.